Trust the aim assist. Boom. You trust it. Look. I'm trusting the aim assist. Trust the aim assist. Trust the aim assist.
I am Batman. I mean, Average Sniper.
What's up, guys? Average Sniper here, bringing you another Battlefield 1 video. You know what, guys? I would like to start a community discussion about this, so comment your hearts away. I want to talk to you guys about snap-on aim assist, and that basically means the aim assist on console that helps you get onto your target. Now, as you can see, I'm not even aiming at this guy, but it keeps snapping onto him. And I was kind of surprised about this because I always use the scopes and not, you know, like the carbines or the infantry, because on the scopes you don't have any aim assist even on console. But I was curious about quick scoping because people have been asking me about it a lot lately, and I've seen a lot of quick scoping videos and I noticed they're all on console. So I decided to plug my controller in, pretty much a brand new controller, and give this a try. Now that was perfectly lined up shot right there, right to the guy's head. But as you can see, these next couple shots, I'm actually aiming beside the guy and it still hits him. I'm not going for kill shots because I don't want him to die and have to keep coming back, but I'm demonstrating that even though I'm aimed super far away, it still locks right on and gets that perfect hit. Look how far away I'm aiming right here. And when I aim in, the aim assist will put me right on the guy's chest. Now, if you're within sweet spot range, that is a kill, okay? Like, watch that. Watch this. I am pretty far away from this guy, and I'm aiming far away from him, and it's still locking right on. It's crazy. I didn't know the aim assist in Battlefield 1 was this strong. So I thought, you know, that when I went to start quick scoping, it was going to be like a long process and I would have to learn a whole bunch of things, but I didn't. Now, I'm not a professional quickscoper by any stretch of the imagination. I have never enjoyed quickscoping. I have never been that into it, but I was so surprised when I went out and just tried to get some clips for you guys. Nothing like montage worthy or anything like that. Just some dude that likes to snipe going out and trying quickscoping for the first time on Battlefield 1 on console with a controller. I have to say, my mind was completely blown by how easy it was for me to adapt to this. The biggest thing about it was trust. I had to learn to just pull the trigger as soon as I aimed in. There's a couple other little things you have to know, like you need to have them close to the center of your screen, but as you saw, it does not have to be perfect, as you saw in the examples. And you can be pretty far away and still take advantage of that aim assist snap-on. Now, I also tried this on PC with the same gun, and believe me, it does not work the same way. If you turn your aim assist off, or if you play on PC, you can't just scope in and pull the trigger unless you're perfectly centered in the screen. But on console, you can aim about 2 feet away from the person, depending on the distance you're at, and you're still able to get that quick scope kill. Now, the community discussion I want to start about it is, do you think this aim assist is too powerful? Now, I think aim assist is completely necessary on console because controllers just are not as accurate as an input device like a mouse. You know, you can have higher accuracy on a mouse and higher control. So there does need to be some degree of aim assist, but is this too much aim assist? That's what I'm trying to get at, because honestly, I thought that I was going to have to be doing a lot of practice before I'd even have any examples to show you guys of quickscoping. But on the very first match I went in, I did better than I normally do. In fact, I did better than I usually do when I use a keyboard and mouse. And I thought about it and I was like, why is this happening? And it's because this is taking away part of the process of aiming and acquiring your target and then shooting. No longer do you have to acquire your target after you aim in, which you normally should have to do that. If you're going to bring the scope up to your face, you should have to make sure it's centered, you know, on your target before you pull the trigger. But thanks to the aim assist in Battlefield 1 on console, you can just make sure they're kind of close to the center of your screen. Just push that aim button and then push the trigger and you're going to get the hit. Now, of course, enemies tend to move around and jump and duck, so this is not an aimbot by any stretch of the imagination. This is definitely not an aimbot. You are going to miss a lot of shots, just like you would when you're really actually sniping and, you know, acquiring your target with the scope up. You might miss the shot because the enemy moves. That's just how it goes. But now that I know this, when I play on console, I'm going to tell you what, I am probably never going to go back to the regular scopes knowing that this option is available, because I like to snipe at close to medium range. You know, there's no point in me sniping long range with a carbine scope, and there's no point in me using a regular scope that doesn't have this aim assist option, which, by the way, the regular scopes 4 times and above on the sniper rifles do not have the aim assist. Even if you're playing with a controller on console, they just don't have the aim assist unless they updated it. They changed a lot of stuff in the last update. I'm pretty sure they didn't change that because it's always been like that. But infantry variants and carbine variants have strong aim assist, and not only on sniper rifles but on other guns in the game. So I think this is kind of taken away from the skill that should be required to play this game, and it's making it a lot more casual than it should be. No, I don't have anything wrong. I don't have anything against a casual game at all. I don't have anything against anything about this game, honestly. I think it's awesome, regardless of whether you play it on PC or console. But I couldn't help but feel like I wasn't the one getting these kills. I felt like the game was giving me the kills just because I know how to use a controller. You know, don't get me wrong. If you've never played this game before, you know, you're not just going to be able to go in here and quick scope like I'm doing. Even though I'm not the best quick scoper, I was still surprising myself by some of these clips I was getting. I was like, no way, I can't believe I'm hitting that. And then when I tried it on PC, it was totally different. I was like, okay, I was hitting 90% of the shots before. Now I'm hitting like 15 to 20% these shots. And that's when I had my friend go into the lobby with me, and I asked him if he could just stand still for me and let me play around with the aim assist and see how much leeway it actually gives you. And that's when I was like, okay, this is definitely, you know, I was going to make a video on it before, but after I saw that, I was like, the aim assist is twice as powerful as I thought it was. I even tested it a little bit in older versions like Battlefield 4, and aim assist is pretty strong in Battlefield on console, but it's not as strong as it is in Battlefield 1. So I really want to know you guys' opinion on this, and whether you agree with the aim assist, whether you think it's perfect the way it is, whether you think it should be stronger, whether you think it should be taken away completely, or whether you think maybe it should just be nerfed a little bit so that you can't aim 2 body lengths away and still scope in perfectly. Because there's going to be people that are going to take advantage of this, you know, and they as well they should. It's not an exploit, it's the way the game was made. So don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing people that do this by any means. In fact, I'm going to start doing this myself when I play on Xbox because it's so effective. But that doesn't mean that I can't question it and question whether the developers made it too strong. Because I honestly believe that when you're playing this game, it should be a little harder to acquire your target, you know? There should be a lot more skill involved than just getting them, you know, half-heartedly to the center of your screen and then pushing the left trigger and the right trigger almost at the same time, you know, left trigger, right trigger, boom, you basically don't even see the scope. And that's quick scoping, you know. Quick scoping, I think, started getting popular with Call of Duty, the first Modern Warfare, then it got really popular with Modern Warfare 2. And we all know that game had super strong aim assist. Personally, I don't want to see a lot of people running around in Battlefield, you know, taking advantage of this, but at the same time, I feel kind of hypocritical because I'm definitely going to take advantage of this because it's here. You know, and because I don't want to put myself at a disadvantage by running around with a scope on my gun and having other people just quick scope me out while I'm trying to acquire them, you know. I now know that when I put the SMLE carbine or infantry, basically any sniper rifle that has the carbine or the infantry variant, the aim assist is strong. The force is strong. Oh man. And it has been so much fun because like that guy just shot right there on top of that building. I would have never tried that with a scope. I would have aimed in, I would have acquired the target, I would have hit him. I definitely would have hit him, but not that fast, you know, not without barely seeing the scope come up. And I'm just like dumbfounded by this. I'm like, man, I can't believe I haven't been playing like this from the start, you know, because it's not about quick scoping. To me, it's just about getting the kills. I have been hitting like number 1 and number 2 places on the leaderboard of almost every single match when I play like this. And it's because it just makes the process of shooting someone so much faster. It's crazy. I know I'm going crazy right here. I can't even explain to you guys how crazy I was feeling when I was doing this. I was like, man, this is going to take me like 2 weeks to make this video because I'm going to have to just try to find games where I can quick scope in. But then I was like, oh my god, the game is giving me these kills. It's free kills. It's giving them to me. It's awesome. But is it fair, you know? I mean, I guess it's fair, but it's because everybody has the advantage of this aim assist. But is it fair to people that are using a scope that doesn't have aim assist? Is it fair for them to say, we're going to put aim assist on this scope, but we're not going to put aim assist on your scope if it's a marksman scope or if it's a sniper scope? We're only going to put aim assist on these, you know, smaller scopes. And it seems like the aim assist works up to about where the sweet spot range cuts off at. If you get outside of the sweet spot range, it looks like the aim assist stops working, which is a good thing. I mean, it's got to be balanced somehow. I personally think it probably should be balanced just a little more, but that's not my opinion. I have nothing against people that use this. I apparently am now one of them, and it has just... God, it's crazy. it's totally insane. Because I've had my aim assist turned off. I've even had my keyboard and mouse hooked up to my Xbox with an adapter, and I've made a video about that before telling you guys about it. See, when I back before Battlefield 1 came out, I started playing PC, and I was struggling really hard to learn the keyboard and mouse. So when all my friends wanted to play Battlefield 1 on Xbox, I thought, I really don't want to switch back to the controller because I need to keep learning this keyboard and mouse. So I got an adapter from my Xbox to let me use the keyboard and mouse, and I would switch between the controller and the keyboard and mouse. But I always had my aim assist turned off. So even when I tried out scopes like the carbine and the infantry, I had to aim and acquire my target. I never got the aim assist feeling. But now that I turned my aim assist on, I feel like I can't miss. I mean, obviously I can miss, but I just feel like I'm unbeatable. I'm doing this. It's totally insane. I know I've said that like 20 times now. It's totally insane, but I am really looking forward to reading you guys' comments on this. Hopefully a lot of people watch this video and comment, because I really want to know what the community has to say about this, what experiences you've had with it. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to think it's overpowered. Then I have a feeling there's going to be some diehard quickscopers out there who are just like, nope, this is how it works, you know, I'm glad they have it this way, it's going to stay that way. Then I have a feeling there's probably going to be some people that are just unopinionated on it. Like, whatever, dude, it's Battlefield 1 console, get over it. Stop bitching. Stop making YouTube videos bitching about shit in the game, which is definitely not what this video is, but I can't wait to read those comments, man. It's going to be awesome. Well, guys, this is wrapping up. I got all these clips in just a few games. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I just started playing this morning, and I was like, I'm gonna record some clips. I think a couple of them were from yesterday's stream, because I was kind of playing like this during the stream, but I wasn't focusing on sniping. I was tanking, I was flying planes, I was doing pretty much everything. This part is interesting. Look, instead of quickscope, and I actually, you know, try shooting these guys, and I am really not used to the carbine scope, so I was missing a lot. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just quick scope it out here, and I started hitting them. Like, watch this. I miss that guy, and then I'm like, okay, oh, nope, can't even do that. And then I'm gonna run over this ridge, and I'm just gonna start quick scoping him, and I'm gonna hit. Watch. Hit. 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 See, it's like, it's easier to just quickscope than it is to actually snipe. You know what I mean? My mind is blown. My mind is totally blown. I'm like, dude, I'm missing when I'm actually doing it the way that I would do it in real life, where I'd aim, acquire my target, and then pull the trigger. But if I just let the game do the aiming for me, I'm gonna hit. So the biggest thing when you're trying to do this, guys, is just to trust. Trust the aim assist. Boom. You trust it. Look. I'm trusting the aim assist. Trust the aim assist. Trust the aim assist. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. I can't wait to read the comments. I'm out. I'll see you guys next time. Later.